Hello, football fans, and welcome to another episode of Si versus AI, the football prediction channel where I've been taking on six of the best AI platforms, predicting the entirety of the World Cup to see who can come out on top and who can predict the results the better. Will it be me or the machine? Stay tuned to find out in this final episode of the series for the World Cup special. Right. So, before we get into the final leaderboard and declare who is the winner, let's have a recap on the scoring system. So, if you have been following the channel, you're probably bored of this little bit, but let's run through for anybody that's just clicking on for the first time so they have a clear understanding as to how the challenge was working and how points were allocated and who got what. Right, so for predicting a correct score, so if you got the exact match outcome and correct score, you would get 5 points. So for example, if on the opening day of the World Cup you predicted Mexico to beat South Africa 2-0, you would get the 5. If you predicted the same match to be 4-2 in favour of Mexico, then you would get 3 points because you got the match outcome correct and the goal difference correct. With the match finishing 2-0, if you predicted 4-2, you'd have got the goal difference correct. If you were to predict Mexico to win 1-0, then you would have got 1 point because you just got the match outcome correct. And if you predicted South Africa to sneak a draw on the opening day, you would have got 0 because that didn't happen. So if you get everything wrong, a big fat 0. Right, that's enough of the scoring system. Let's move on. So before the World Cup kicked off, I asked the AI platforms, which consisted of ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, Meta, and Copilot. So 6, got a little fly in my face here, 6 platforms plus myself, giving 7 competitors to this challenge. I asked them, and I've also got my prediction on there, who would actually win the World Cup outright. So, quite interesting. I also asked for an outsider pick as well. So I went for France as the winner. I got this annoying little fly in my face. And I went for Portugal as an outside pick. Not because I thought Portugal were particularly amazing, although they have got a good midfield. But I didn't think they'd be that good. But I went for them just on the off chance that FIFA would have a little bit of corruption about them. It's not like FIFA, really. And do their damnedest to make Ronaldo go out with a winner's medal. But that didn't happen because Spain put paid to them, thank God. Right. But anyway, I predicted France as the winner. Outside pick was Portugal. ChatGPT, Gemini, and Meta all went for France as well. Claude went for Brazil, so did Copilot, and take note, Grok went for Spain. Outsider picks for the other platforms, ChatGPT and Copilot went for Japan as an outside pick. Gemini and Claude went for Portugal with me. Meta went Uruguay. Interesting one there. And Grok went for Norway. That'll be the Haaland effect, the power of the ponytail. Uruguay had such a disappointing World Cup. I was really unimpressed with them. I thought on paper they had a really good squad, but they absolutely blew it. And interesting manager, a bit of an enigma, isn't he, Bielsa? So, yeah, disappointed with them. I don't know, I've touched on it in other videos. Massively disappointed with Turkey's performance. They were awful. One of the first teams to actually get knocked out, Turkey. So that was a bit of a disappointing. Yeah, so I asked that on the 5th of June, as you can see on the slide, who would win it. I then asked them again at the end of the group stage. So once we'd got through 72 matches, I asked the platforms again. Some of them changed their mind, but we'll come on to that in a little while. So we'll park the bus on that one for a little bit. Right, so game week 1. Interestingly, after game week 1, this is what the leaderboard looked like. Game week 1, let's get back into that. Yes, after game week 1, I was not doing too bad. I was there in third place, 23 points. Claude was leading the way on 29, Meta in second place on 25. Gemini joint fourth with me on 23. I only put myself ahead of him just because I had more correct results on goal differences, because we both had one correct score each at that point, which was the Mexico game, actually, which kicked off the World Cup. I predicted Mexico to win that 2-0. I even took a little trip to the bookies because I was that confident it was going to be 2-0 and stuck an Ayrton Senna on it as a correct score. So I had a nice little bit of profit back from that one. ChatGPT was 6 on 20 points, and Grok was bottom of the table at the time. Take note, Grok was bottom of the table at the time. End of game week 1, 17 points. Match predictions for game week 1. How did that look? Well, let's have a little look on that. Match week 1. I'll just pop them on screen. I'm not going to go for them all because the video will last too long. So if you want to have a look at the platform's predictions and the actual results, then just pause the video. But some of the highlights of game week 1 was a few platforms getting the Mexico result right. There's myself, Claude, and Meta got that right. Anyone else getting predictions right on that week? Let's have a look. No one would have predicted Germany 7-1 against Curacao. And Sweden beating Tunisia 5-1. No one even got close to those. Yeah, the other one was Copilot predicted a 2-2 draw for Netherlands-Japan, as did Gemini in that game week 1. Game week 2, any major predictions correct there in that one? Let's have a quick look. Like I said, I'll pop them on screen. I'm not going to go through them all, just so it doesn't prolong the video too long. Netherlands, Sweden finished 5-1. I don't think anyone would have predicted that as a scoreline. Switzerland to beat Bosnia 4-1. Did help with the player sent off for Bosnia. Helped the Swiss out there. Actual results, yeah. Czech Republic, South Africa. Meta got that correct, predicting the 1-1 draw. Anyone else get anything majorly right on that week? Yeah, Germany versus Ivory Coast was predicted by a lot of people. I got one right, as did ChatGPT, Claude. We all got that one right. Yeah. 3-0 win for Brazil versus Haiti was correct by Grok. Everyone else went a bit higher, 4 and 5s. And then Canada versus Qatar, 6-0. No one ever got close to that one. That was a bit of a shock result. Moving on to game week 3. Let's have a look there. Copilot predicted Brazil to beat Scotland 3-0. Got that on the head. Any others of note? Yeah, Ivory Coast to beat Curacao 2-0. Who got that correct? ChatGPT, Grok, and Meta got that correct. Talking of game week 3, I had a bit of a mare in game week 3. Hardly got any points. But a couple of the platforms, Meta and Grok, had an absolute belting game week 3. Really moved right up the table. Let's have a look at the table after game week 3 if we can find it. Yeah. So by the end of game week 3, I got this annoying fly in my face. By the end of game week 3, I had dropped all the way down from second place down to 6 because I had such a shocker. Grok had moved up from 5th place to 1st with 101 points now, just overtaking Claude by 2 points there, as you can see. Claude on 99. Meta being consistent throughout, 95 points, just 4 points behind. ChatGPT was going quite strong as well at this point, 95 points within touching distance, hanging on to the coattails of top spot. Copilot and myself having a bit of a shocker, although Copilot did move up a place, going above myself. And Gemini propping up the table, which I think they spent quite a lot of time down the bottom of the table, old Gemini. I won't be going to them for any predictions when it comes to trying to put some bets on, that's for sure. Right, so then so we got through 72 matches at that stage. Yeah, game week 2, I weren't too bad. I was second. I'd done all right in game week 2, but game week 3, I'd had a bit of a shocker. Dropped all the way down to 6. Yeah, so moving on to the round of 16, let's have a look at the leaderboard there. Any juicy predictions from the round of 16? I didn't do a round of 32 table. Now, but let's have a look at some other predictions from the round of 32. This is where it started to get quite interesting. Ivory Coast, Norway, quite a lot of the platforms, including myself, actually got a correct score, 2-1 in favour of Norway. So did ChatGPT, so did Claude, Grok and Meta. So it seemed like every time I got one right, everyone else got bloody one right as well, so I couldn't close the gap. And then I ended up getting more wrong than I got right, that's for sure. Anyone else get anything particularly right in the round of 32? Let's have a quick look. France, Sweden, Gemini predicted 3-0. Got the nail on the head there. Brazil, Japan, yes. There's a few. Grok, Claude and ChatGPT predicted that to be correct. The other half of the round 32, what happened there? Let's have a look. Again, I got another correct score. Spain versus Austria, 3-0. I was the only one to predict that one. So I did close the gap a little bit there. But then Meta got Switzerland, Algeria correct with a 2-0 win. Anybody else get anything correct that week? Yes, the USA versus Bosnia. Gemini, Grok, Copilot, Meta all predicted 2-0. I went 3-1. ChatGPT went 2-1. So did Claude, but Gemini, Grok, Copilot, and Meta all got that correct. Right, round of 16. So things weren't getting any better for me. Just when I think things couldn't get any worse, I could just hear the words of Mick McCarthy in the back of my head.
Well, I can.
It can.
Yeah, once we got to the round of 32, I started to nosedive a bit. I was running out of games to try and catch the top 3. Yeah, but I didn't give up. I carried on, trying my damnedest to predict the correct results. But it just wasn't happening as it progressed, as we'll see. So on to the juicy bits then, quarterfinals. By this stage, let's just have a quick look at the leaderboard. Actually, at the end of the round of 16 leaderboard. Let's just pop that back on the screen for you. So by this stage, I was languishing in 6th place on 116 points. As you can see, top spot there, Grok 145, 29 points behind I was, with 8 games left. That was going to take some turnaround. Meta 132 they were on, and ChatGPT on 130, whole 15 points behind top spot. But that was only 3 correct scores with 8 games to play. Could they do it? Let's find out. Claude, Copilot and myself, 4 points between us. So I could have finished a bit higher if I'd got bloody something right, but I didn't, did I? But let's find out. So that was the round of 16 leaderboard. As we get into the quarterfinals, as you'll see, semi-final, you've got hospital as the predictions. I didn't predict that I was going to be in hospital. I'm not Nostradamus, but I ended up in hospital for a week there, well, 5 days. So having to watch England versus Argentina from my hospital bed wasn't the way I'd planned that week, but so be it. So there was no predictions for the semi-final, unfortunately. So while I wanted to predict 104 matches of the World Cup, I could only predict 102. But there would have only been 10 points on offer. The gap that I had to try and close was probably unsurmountable. Right, so, and then then we had the 3rd place playoff, which finished 4-6, an absolute outrageous game. No one come close to predicting it. Everyone predicted France to win, including myself. And England raced into a 4-0 lead, 4-1 lead, whatever it was at the time. And then France started to turn it up a little bit in the second half. I started to panic a bit. I thought we were going to blow it in true England fashion. Snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. But we held firm, scored another couple of goals and put that one to bed in a massive 6-4 win. Won the games of the tournament, really. If only we'd attacked a bit more against Argentina, Hey, well, bloody Tuchel and his defensive-minded tactics. 30 minutes, 10 men behind the ball. Shocking. And then the final, what a boring final. Only one team tried to play. Argentina was hopeful of a penalty shootout, I think, or trying to catch them on the break. Football prevailed in the end, albeit took a sending off and a bit of extra time. Yeah, so well done, Spain. Right, so, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to celebrate Spain. We're here to celebrate the winner of the first ever predictions battle, World Cup edition, Si versus AI. Just jumping back a little bit, after the group stage, when we got through 72 matches, I then asked the AI platforms who they think was going to win the World Cup at that stage. I'll just pop it on screen now. I didn't change my mind. I was sticking with France. They were looking amazing. They were purring, them front four, Dembele, Mbappe, Doué, and then whichever else, or the one that wants to play, Elise, whoever else they put in there. Absolutely amazing. They were looking so good. But Spain soon put paid to them in the semi-final. Right, so ChatGPT and Gemini stood firm with me and continued to pick France. Claude changed its mind from Brazil to Argentina. Copilot changed its mind from Brazil to France, and Meta stayed firm and chose France and stuck with France. Also, the one of note was Grok. As you remember, if you rewind a little bit in the video, sorry, that fly's getting in my face. Grok had gone with Spain to win the competition, but at the end of the group stage, decided to change its mind and predict France. I must admit, though, France were looking shot at the time. Spain had that funny draw at the beginning against Cape Verde. I know they had 472 chances, and the goalkeeper had the game of his life, as did a couple of their defenders. But Spain, methodical machine, yeah, got into the tournament, started to get better and better and better and better, and as we know, eventually won it. And just as a side note, at the work sweepstake, out the hat, I got Spain. Cha-ching! Nice little earner. Collected my winnings last night on my night shift. Yeah. So enough of that. Let's move on to the final table. So, excuse me, that fly's causing havoc here. As we can see, kicking off in 7th place was Gemini. Didn't really get off the bottom for the entirety of the test. Finished on 120 points. As we can see, in 6th place, me, the man versus the machine. Epic failure. I should get the sack, really. Yeah, absolute shocker. After game week 2, my performance just went downhill. I couldn't get it clawed back. Anytime I got a correct result right and get the full 5 points, the other platforms seemed to get them right at the same time, so I just could not close that gap. You know, I thought, oh, 5 points. Then they'd get 5 points. And then when I'd slip up, they would get 5 points. And the gap just continued to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it was unsurmountable. Even with the hospital trip, 10 points wouldn't have changed anything much for me. I mean, I maybe could have moved up a place or two. But yeah, I predicted 8 correct scores out of 102. I got 15 correct results and goal difference and 36 correct results. I just wasn't consistent enough, was I? The man has got beaten well and truly by the machine. Hang my head in shame. I'm an embarrassment to the human race, and I shouldn't be allowed to predict football results ever again. Well, you're wrong, because there's going to be another epic battle when the Premier League kicks off, and I'm going to do this all again across 38 game weeks. So get your notifications on. Give the channel a like. Give it a thumbs down if you don't like it, if you're bored. Go and watch someone else's channel. There's hundreds out there. But this is a nice little test, and I do enjoy it. And yeah, so let's crack on. Claude was once the leader up until game week 3. Dropped down to 5th place. 10 correct scores, 15 correct results and goal differences, and 33 correct match outcomes. 128 points. 7 points clear of me. Fourth place, we have got the pilot, the co-pilot. Copilot. You may have seen them on the other videos. I actually had an argument with Copilot during game week 2. I asked it to predict 12 matches from game week 2. And it said the matches didn't exist and there was no matchups of that nature in the World Cup. They even checked friendly matches and everything, but these matches that I asked them to predict didn't exist. So Copilot, for half of game week 2, gave me a hypothetical predictions set of results, and to be fair, it was probably better than my actual bloody results. Yeah, so I had a bit of an argument with Copilot during game week 2. The video is on the channel. Check it out. It is documented. Screenshots of the argument. Right, but anyway, Copilot finished 4th, 10 correct scores, 13 correct results and goal differences, but 42 correct match outcomes, fairly consistent. Finished 10 points clear of me. That's annoying. Finished 3 points above Claude, into 4th place. Right, into the top 3 in bronze position. We have ChatGPT. 9 correct scores, 19 correct results and goal differences. So they were fairly consistent and picking up 3 points. Oops, kicked my camera. And 36 correct match outcomes, 138 points. So that's 7 clear of Copilot, 10 clear of Claude, and too many clear of me. I can't even be bothered to count that much. Right, the big reveal. Here we go. Who is the winner of the first ever Si Vs A.I World Cup Special Edition? Here we go. At the top of the table, will it be Grok? Will it be Meta? Shut up, Si, and get on with it. It's Meta in 2nd place, meaning the first ever winner of Si Vs A.I goes to Grokmeister, the Grok machine, the Grok lean, mean, human killing machine. Grok has won. Meta, though, finished on 13 correct scores, 14 correct result goal differences, 34 correct match outcomes, a total of 141 points, 3 points clear of 3rd place ChatGPT, and the big winner, massive 150 points with 13 correct scores, a whopping 17 correct match outcome and correct goal differences, and 34 correct results. So very consistent across the board was Grok. 9 points clear at the top in the end. A whopping 29 points clear of me. The man definitely was no match for the machine. Human instinct stunk, and machine logic won the day. Right, so there we go. Grok has come out on top. I finished 6th, embarrassingly. That is the end of the series, you'll be pleased to know, maybe. But like I say, if you have liked the series, if you've missed any of the episodes, they're on the channel. Go back, check them out, check out the results. If you want to see the complete, every match predicted, then just go back about 10, 15 minutes in the video, pause the screens, you'll see all the predictions from all the platforms, including myself, and how wrong I was, obviously, finishing 6th. Luckily, I did get off the bottom, because by the just before the quarterfinal stage, I did do a little table, and I was bottom, but I managed to get off the bottom by 1 point. 1 point from bottom. Shocking result. Shocking performance. Anyway, I'm going to do this again. It's not the end. It's just the end of this edition. There will be a Premier League edition coming out in August when that kicks off. So hit the subscribe button. Get your notifications on. You'll be notified when the next episode's out. It's been a pleasure doing this challenge. I think really consistency was key. I just wasn't consistent enough. But yeah, well done, Grok. Well done, Meta. Thank you to all the channel, other platforms for your predictions, apart from Copilot, who denied that 12 matches during that World Cup were ever going to take place. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, get your notifications on, and we'll do it all again when the Premier League kicks off. Brilliant. Thank you very much.